This is Jen from Solarte VJJ, and I'm adding on to the previous lessons. The last couple times we were working with a grip called a collar tie, and that's the one where you take your hand and you make a hook and put it on the back of the person's neck. So Isaac here is going to join me, and I'll show you what that looks like. So we make a hook and hook right behind, while this makes a frame right against his collarbone, which is part of the reason why it's called a collar tie. Now, for this video, we're going to learn how to deal with the collar tie when it's put on us. We started to play around with it a little bit this time, but now I'm going to go through the escapes. So Isaac is going to get a collar tie on me, and the very first thing that you do with the collar tie is there's a couple things that he's starting to attack. He's starting to attack my posture by crunching down my head, and he's also starting to attack my base a little bit, because if I just let him push me, I'm going to start losing my balance. So I want to correct those two things. And the way I'm going to deal with my neck is I'm going to shrug my shoulders. It looks like I'm doing this. Okay, so do a little bit of a little shrug. So I'm going to protect my posture, and I'm going to lower my base, just like the very first game that we were learning, where you have to get low to protect your base. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to use the same grip that we learned previously, where I make the letter C, and I let my hand slide down until it stops. There's these little bony nubs, and my hands are going to stop right here. This gives me access to the end of a lever control that actually controls this shoulder. So the first escape that I'm going to do is after I shrug my shoulders and do this, and this other hand, by the way, switch sides. You want to follow the idea that if they got a grip on you, you're going to get a grip on them. So the grip that I got was on the collar tie side. I got that C-clamp grip, and this hand can be different depending on what you want to do. You can tie grip here at the wrist, right on the inside of the arm here, or even here. Change it as needed. You can even get a collar tie on them. So that might change. For now, just for this exercise, I'm just going to put my hand right here. Let's go back this way. So in the first case, what I'm going to do is I'm shrugging my shoulders, I'm protecting my base by getting a little bit low, and I'm actually going to play with an action-reaction. And what I mean by that is if I pull backwards into the strong part of his grip, what he's going to naturally want to do is he's going to want to pull me forward. So as I do that, as he does that, I'm going to actually get even lower and step through. It's like a little doorway that I'm making with this control here. So I pull away, he reacts by pulling, and my goal is I would much rather be behind him than squared up in front of him. So that's the very first one. Okay, so collar tie here, I protect my neck and my base, I get grips on him, and I kind of bait him a little. I pull back and he pulls in toward me. I drop my level and come around. For the other escape that I like to use, we're going to use that same idea of baiting them into doing a certain motion. It's the same beginning as before. He got his collar tie on me. I protect myself, I get my own grips, and this time we're going to do the thing that we played around with last time, which is instead of me going back into the strong part of the grip, I'm going to go this way toward the weak direction of his grip. Like if you look at the hook, make the little hook here, as I move forward, it makes his grip weaker. So as I go forward into the grip, he's going to naturally try to push me away, and I'm going to do this slow motion, but I'm going to pull this, I'm going to push this to the middle and look away and come around to the other side. So this time, instead of stepping in right away, I'm moving inward to make the grip weak, and he reacts by pushing me away, and I step back and I turn and shed the collar tie. All right, so those are two that you can play with. You can play with one going in this direction and that direction. So add that on to the dancing game and all the other grips that you were working on before. Like you can add the collar tie in and play around with removing it and have fun with it. All right. And as usual, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me and I'd be happy to help you.